In life, you gotta be informative about your goals. If people don't know your goals, then of course they're gonna let you down. They're gonna offer you junk food. They're gonna offer you to go to parties. And guess what? You're gonna fall short and be like everybody else. This is why being informative is such key in life. When I was not informative about my goals, that's when I would fall short and go to parties. I would drink alcohol, smoke weed, when I knew I was supposed to be on self-improvement. I knew I was supposed to become my highest self. But I was never gonna become my highest self if I'm not informing my family, my friends, of what I am doing. If you wanna get into a diet, then how are you ever gonna get into it if you're not letting people know, yo, I'm on a diet, I can't eat junk food, I'm staying focused on who I wanna be. So don't ask me to go get Chipotle, don't ask me to go get McDonald's. You gotta say this to your family, because I remember coming up when I was working on my self-improvement, my family didn't know I was locked in on a diet. And then when I went out with them, we had pizza, we had pho, we had chips, cookies, and guess what? That's my fault. As a man, everything is your fault. So if you're not manning up and telling people your goals and the actions that you're taking to level up, people are always going to perceive you to do something else because it's out of your control. And of course, I was a nice guy, so I'm not gonna upset my girl and say, oh, I'm not gonna eat nothing, I'm good. Nah, I'm a friendly man, right? So I'm eating with my girl, we're eating um, like teriyaki or something, or Thai food, when I know that stuff is cooked in seed oils and I know I'm supposed to be a bigger man and not eat that food. But I was caught up in my head of, oh, I gotta fit in, I gotta eat what they're eating, let me be a gentleman and eat what they're eating, let me put my goals to the side. But a real man is gonna stand up for what he believes in. If you believe in what you're eating, then you're gonna eat the food that you said you're gonna eat. Currently, I'm on a carnivore diet. I've already been offered rice. I've been offered watermelon. I've been offered carbs in general. But guess what? I know my goals and I know where I'm trying to be. So I'm not going to fall short of the temptations and eat the carbs. Temptations are everywhere. Drugs are everywhere. But you have to be aligning yourself with your highest self or you're always going to fall short. Same with your body goals. If you're not aligning yourself with the right workouts, then how are you ever going to achieve your dream physique if you're following in the habits of everybody else? Society wants you to be weak. They want you to eat your protein bars, your protein shakes. But guess what? You got to reframe your mind to eat whole foods. You got to reframe your standards and who you are becoming. Standards are the principle of your life. If you don't got strong standards, you're always going to be falling short. I got strong standards of working out every single day. Whether I go to the cabin with my dad and spend time with him, whether I spend time with my family and have some food with him, I'm still going to hit a workout. Whether it's early in the morning, whether it's in the evening, the workout is going to get complete. I don't care if I'm sore, I don't care if I'm tired. I have workouts that are set for me to do. Same with all my clients. I tell them, yo, if we're traveling to AZ, if we're traveling out of the country, you're still gonna hit these workouts and you're still gonna eat your meal plans. It comes down to who you wanna be. Do you wanna be the man that still executes his goals even though things are not going his way, even though obstacles are coming, even though your girl broke up with you, even though your family is falling apart, you still stay stoic in what you believe in? Those are pillars of life. And if you truly want to become a man and you truly want to build your dream body, you're going to have strong pillars and you're going to have a vision of where you want to be. I got plenty of stories of how I hit my pillars every single time. Let's say my girl had a soccer game, right? I go up there, I bring my weights with me. I'm hitting the workouts early in the morning at 5, 6 a.m. before anybody wakes up because I got a strong pillar and a foundation of the man that I want to be. Same with going out. I bring my meal preps if we're going out to go get some food. And guess what? It holds me accountable for the right foods to eat and the right foods to put in my body so I'm feeling 100% and I can be 100% around my family. That is what's key. And same with eating out with my family, right? Sometimes I fall short and sometimes I don't. Back in the past, I would say I was gonna eat a steak and then I had a burger. But now I'm growing up. I'm about to be 21 coming up here soon, and I got no games to play. I'm trying to have kids. I want to build a family. I want to build a legacy. So I got no excuses to be breaking my standards at all. You got to think of it as, who would you want your kid to look up to? Would you want your kid to look up to a man that is stoic and strong, that is on a purpose and on a mission on this earth? Or would you want your kid to look up to a bum that is going through the motions, that is not fully direct with who he is, and he doesn't have a belief system that is strong? That's why I believe in God, because God is a strong foundation. Everything in the Bible is right. It's the Word of God. And if you're not tapping into the Word, how are you ever going to build a strong foundation for your own life? As a man, you can't hold your life together. Only God can. If you're trying to follow your own ways and you're trying to follow the flesh, you're going to fall short every single time. Because I was trying to follow the flesh when I was going out with my family, going out with my girl, and I'm falling short into eating junk food. Even though I have strong pillars and I believe I'm supposed to be eating clean, I'll still fall short and just eat terrible junk food that is not meant for my body. It's because I didn't have the complete vision on who I want to become. I didn't know I wanted to be the guy that went all in on everything. And it started building up because I kept falling short. I kept having guilt and shame in who I was because I wasn't eating 100% clean. And I know everybody's different. I know you don't gotta be a strict carnivore like me. I know you probably like sweet treats in your mouth. So it's up to you on how you want to eat and how you want to take care of your body. But I'm here to tell you, letting people know your goals and letting people know who you're becoming is the best decision. So then you're not put in situations where you don't have control in the situation. But remember, you have control over your mind. If your mind is stronger than your flesh, you're going to be completely fine. And a lot of those moments, my flesh was taking over. Even on New Year's, right? I'm eating my beef. I'm eating ground patties. I'm feeling good. I'm eating the right foods. And then later that night, my flesh starts taking control. I see these cookies. I try a cookie. It tastes good. And now I start eating more of them, right? And that's you losing self-control. That was me losing self-control. Every time I lose self-control, I don't feel like myself. And I want to feel like myself every single day. I don't think nothing on this physical earth could actually have power over you. You should have power over your spirit and power over your body. That's why I work out so hard. That's why I hit the creek. That's why I eat 100% clean. So I know I have power over my spirit and body at all times. Even me making this video. Maybe I'm tired. Maybe I'm hungry. But I have control over my spirit. So I'm going to talk out of the spirit and I'm going to move consciously in this video. These are small actions that you have to take. Because as a man, if you want a family, if you want to be a dad, you got to have control over your mind and body. If you don't have control, that's how you build a less deep connection with yourself and a less deep connection with your kids. Because if you're lashing out on your kids aren't going to trust you as much as if you're stoic and if you could talk to them in a manner where you can build respect and build trust with your kids. Because if you have no control over your eating habits and you still eat like a kid and you still have your pleasures like your chips, your cookies, and you need a little sweet treat in your mouth, Your kids are gonna look at you like a kid. But if you're being a grown man, if you're here to lead, your kids are gonna have more respect for you. They're gonna honor you. They're gonna treat you like a superhero father that you should and wanna be treated like. That's my vision. And that's who I wanna be. I want my kids to look at me as like I'm a star in their life. And I'm their protector and I'm their guider. That's gonna go through as much pain as possible so they can have the dream life. Same with your wife looking up to you. When I would eat my pho, when I would eat my burger, I would feel like an absolute beta male. And my girl could feel that. My girl could feel that I'm not reaching my full potential. That's another reason why I can't have a relationship right now. It's because when I look myself in the mirror, I know there's still potential in me that I'm not reaching yet. And I want to reach that potential so I can have a wife, so I can give my kids the world, so I can truly be the man that I look up to. Because walking in a room, knowing that you eat 100% clean, knowing that you have a 10 out of 10 body, that is the piece of life. Every single time I go to a family event, it's like I'm the light in the room. But it was not always like that. I used to be full of anxiety, full of stress, full of I thought everybody was looking at me because I was skinny, because I had acne, because I did not know who I was. But as soon as I found myself and I started eating clean and I started working out, I started building respect towards myself. And indeed, that gave me respect from other people. Because if you don't value yourself, nobody else is going to value you. Same with giving people value. If you give people value, if you give people love, people are going to love you back more. And I struggle with that in my family relationships. I struggle with that with my girl. It's because I didn't know my true worth and I didn't know who myself was. Because I was always putting on a mask and I was always putting on a layer and trying to act as if I was somebody who I was not. But guess what? We all fall short and we all live and we learn. Every little moment on this earth is a learning experience. You're not always going to be 100%. You're not always going to be hitting your workouts perfectly. You're not always going to be following a plan perfectly. But guess what? If you have a plan and you follow the plan, your outcomes are going to be better than if you did not have a plan. That's why I give all my clients their perfect meal plans, their perfect workout plans, to give them the vision in who they want to be. Because each step of the way is a process. Each building block is a process. Everything around me is a process forming into God's purpose. All these trees around me are growing, are vibrating. But guess what? It's doing that for a purpose, for God. That's why I'm on this camera, for God, to open up your mind to who you can become. If you get the plan, if you get the structure, if you let people know your goals and your desires, everything will come to you. And I fell short of not letting people know who I wanted to become, not letting my girl know who I wanted to become, not letting my family know who I want to become. Well, that's what was trapping me. That's why I was in silence. That's why I wasn't seeing doors open that should have been open. Now doors are opening like crazy. People are recognizing me in the stores. They're like, yo, you do YouTube? What's your YouTube channel? Yo, I seen you on social media. It's because I'm letting my purpose flow through my body. If you don't let things flow and you hold things back like a dam, then the water's never gonna reach the ocean. You're never gonna meet the people that you're meant to meet. That's like saying you're water, right? You never wanna form to something. You always wanna be flowing. You always wanna be getting better. You wanna make it to the ocean so you can meet the fish that you're meant to meet. So you can be as big as you're meant to be. We're here on this earth for a reason. You're watching this video for a reason. So your imagination and who you want to be, it can happen. But you got to let people know through your actions and through your words. If you never talk and you stay quiet and you never try to tap into anybody else, you're always going to be tapped into yourself. And guess what? This earth is a physical earth of us, like like-minded people, and we're supposed to get closer. and we're supposed to grow together. Guess what? There is one leader in the pack, and that is God. If you're following God and you're following His word and you're tapping into like-minded people, then you're gonna grow infinitely. That's why I love my community. It's because I got like-minded people in there that are following God, and they're constantly trying to grow every single day. Growing towards better eating habits, growing towards working out harder. And that's what it takes. That's why I surround myself with brothers like JP, brothers like Work. It's because we're trying to grow and we're trying to become the fathers that we were meant to be. We're trying to become the fathers that we did not have. When I grew up, it was mainly just my mom and like my grandparents that raised us a lot. My dad was always there. We always see my dad on the weekends, but I didn't see my dad too much. But I still love my dad with all my heart. I'm building a deeper connection with him now because I'm older and I know I can spend more time with him and I can control my reality. I can drive, I can do whatever I want. But when I was a kid and I was growing up, I was mainly staying with my mom. We weren't as wealthy as you may think. I used to eat a whole bunch of processed food. You know, I used to be moving a lot, moving to different apartment complex. Sometimes I would have to stay at my grandparents' house for over 7 months because my mom couldn't really afford rent. My mom couldn't really afford groceries. So we did need a lot of support, but that's only temporary. I know I'm gonna provide for my mom. I'm gonna provide for my dad. I'm gonna break the chains in my family because that's who I was born for. That's why I go so hard. That's why I stay so focused. That's why I care about my community so much, because I know there's a lot of things on the line. My family's on the line. And if you don't believe your family's on the line, you're never gonna get back up. You're never gonna get back in the ring because you're gonna stay comfortable. That's why I do hard things, to get me out of my comfort zone. If I were to just go through life sleeping in, playing video games, eating junk food, I would not be able to provide for my future family, and I would not be able to provide for my family right now. Yeah, I may not be providing financially right now for my family, but guess what? I'm providing spiritually for my family. I'm leading my family closer to God because I go to church every single day. I'm leading my family with my eating habits. Now my dad eats clean. Now my grandma eats clean. Now my grandpa eats clean. Now my brother works out every day. It's because I was spiritually strong and I chose to do the hard things. I chose to be a leader. But you'll never be able to lead nobody if you don't lead yourself to God, if you don't tap into the Spirit, and if you don't follow your highest self. I'm flowing right now. It's because God is inside me, because I've been practicing this purpose for over 2 years with this camera. So I am not stopping until I reach my highest self, until I can have financial freedom, until I can have my dream body. I'm not going to stop until I have my dream family. It's because I love this work and I love putting in the work every single day. That's why I'm letting you know. Let people know your goals. Let people know who you want to be so you can stand out, so you can be different, so you can walk with a purpose when you walk in a room. I was done walking in a room with low confidence. I was done looking at myself in the mirror wanting to take my life. That's how depressed I was. That's how down bad I was. I used to sleep in the bed until the afternoon. Now I wake up at 6 a.m. Now I wake up at 5 a.m. Now I wake up at 2:30 a.m. It's because I care about my purpose and I care about who I'm becoming. That's why I took the weights to my girl's house. That's why I ate clean with my family. It's because I care of who I'm becoming and I care about what value I'm going to bring to the table when I'm older. Right now, I'm on my dad's property. But guess what? I'm going to let you know what I'm going to do in the future. I'm going to be buying saunas down here. I'm going to be building a basketball court down here. I'm going to have my own 410 training grounds down here. I got to let people know these goals so you guys can hold me accountable and you guys can lead me in making sure I'm doing the right thing. That's what I want to do with you too. I want to make sure you're hitting your workouts. I want to make sure you're eating clean because it matters, and it matters on who you're becoming. and it matters for your future family. It matters how you lead the pack. Remember, we're like animals. And guess what? Out of the wolves, there's one leader, there's one guider, there's one protector. Out of the roosters, there's one leader, one guider, one protector. Are you going to be that leader? Are you going to be that guider? Are you going to be that protector? Or you're going to have to be strong. That's why I help people build their 10 out of 10 body, because it takes strength, it takes wisdom, it takes courage to get in the weight room, to eat 100% clean and focus on your goals. It takes courage to get in that cold water, especially when you don't feel like it. Well, guess what? It's gonna take courage for you to walk like a king and to provide for your family and to guide them in the right direction. That's why you have to be stronger than your flesh, so you can know exactly who you are, so you can build the trust and respect from everybody around you. So if you're ready for that respect and you're ready to level up and you're done playing games and you're done looking at yourself in the mirror depressed and you want a coach that can help you out, all you gotta do is click the link to my calendar. We could book a call, we could talk about your goals, talk about how I'm gonna transform your body and build that strong foundation for your life, because the body is the foundation. The body is the pillar. And if you want to catch up with me more, just follow my IG. I post daily stories. I post daily reels. I'm always on there. You guys better tap into it, because I do post a lot of YouTube videos, but I'm more consistent on my reels. I'm more consistent on my IG. I'm more active on there. My YouTubes are just to connect with you guys so you can learn a little bit more about me and I can learn a little bit more about you guys. Let me know in the comments what videos you guys want to see so we can keep growing this connection, so I can keep helping out men around the world, because I was that man that was depressed. I was that man that was skinny. And the one thing that helped me out was finding a YouTuber that I could follow, that could lead me in the right direction. So I want to be that for you. So like this video, send it to a friend that is struggling with the vision and purpose on who he wants to become. And the more that you share, the more that you grow together, the stronger your connections are gonna be, okay? I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Like, sub, I love all you guys. And just let me know in the comments how your day going and how'd you like this video. We're gonna keep growing every single day. I truly appreciate you guys tuning in. The videos are gonna keep getting better and better. I've been on this journey for a minute, and I'm gonna keep improving the quality. I'm gonna keep improving how much I post, and I truly love you guys. Catch you guys later. Peace out.